It's finally time to cover another guide on this series online, and this time it's my favorite power set. What's going on, guys? This is your boy No Name Found with another video. This is actually the first video I am making in this new year, the 2021. So I know that it's already too late, but I want to wish you guys an happy new year to all of you. And we wish that this year will be way better than the previous one for obviously reasons. So, like you know, I am not updating, I'm not uploading a lot of videos on my YouTube channel because the people who come on my live stream every single day, they already know that my day is absolutely full. So, working in the morning, streaming in the afternoon. So, sometimes for me, it's not possible to keep up with my YouTube content, and I want to always apologize for this. Anyway, this is a new video, guys. It's, like I said, it's the first video that I'm going to do in 2021, and this video means something for me because I am going to cover my favorite power set in this game, that it's talking about Rage. That's exactly Rage. So this video means something for me because I'm covering my favorite power set. So, like every other single in-depth power set guide, we are going to basically taking a look about everything. So the might side of the power set, the precision side, and also the support role, that in this case it's tank. And as might, of course, we will cover every single rotation like melee or ranged, and same as precision. So expect that this will be a long video, guys, but don't worry, because I'm going to put a timestamp on the comment section below with every single fragment of the video. So if you are interested on a specific rotation or a specific spec of the side of the power set, you can jump immediately there and skip the rest. Starting by everything, the first thing that we have to take a look, and this is a general spec that you want to have on your generator mod, because we already know that the skill point matters, artifact matters, the gear matters with the combat rating. But first of all, we have to take a look on the spec that we have on our generator mod. So moving on the generator mod, and this is something that is going to cover both sides of the power set, so DPS and tank. So talking about the modes, this is exactly what we want to take a look. You can ignore absolutely the first one, it is the general one, this is totally up to you. As blue modes, so actually when I am recording this footage, we are in the last DLC available in this game. It's Long Live the Legion, and it's exactly the episode 39. And the most powerful mods available into the game are the 39.4 available on the NPC while farming bunch of bounties, and for bounties I mean the open world bosses. The first one that we want to take a look, it's just the blue one, health and power. Of course, just because our second role is tank, we are going to focus everything on the HP. So all of them as HP. As support, we are going to put the yellow one, the dominance. This is almost a must for every single power set in the game, no matter what you are playing. So dominance 39.4 for all of them, and as offense, this is totally up to you and totally up which kind of spec you are playing on your power set. So if you're going to play the might side of this power set, for obviously reason, you're going to choose the might one. If you're playing a prec, it's the same, you're going to put prec 39.4. The affinity bonuses mod, it's always totally up to you guys and depend on which kind of spec you want to focus more on your tune. So the type A and type B usually are pure stats. So in my case, I'm focusing everything on might because precision, in my opinion, it's a little bit boring. It's still stronger than might for every single power set, but to be completely honest, I don't have a lot of fun playing Prec. So my choice here is might for type A and type B. So that means if you have two elite pieces of gear, you are getting 1% of might, and it's the same for the type B. So assuming that you have 4 pieces of elite gear, you are getting 2% of more might. That is going to scale with your basic might. Talking about the type C and type D, about the affinity bonuses mod, this is once again totally up to you. This is nothing particularly useful as DPS, so for obviously reason I'm going to choose the rejuvenating escape as tank, so that means heal yourself for a small amount each time you use a group breakout. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes you're running a group breakout, sometimes not. It's something that can be absolutely useful. Type D, it's a specific one for a support role. I'm running the crippling stance. Each time you are hit, you have a 10% to chance a nearby enemy. This is absolutely useful, specifically if you are surrounded by a bunch of heads like I do every single time. I am a huge fan to take the aggro of all the heads, and when this one is going to proc, you're going to stun AoE everyone around you. So, this is the spec that you wanna go, guys. The only thing that is going to change is just the offense one, because if you're playing precision, for obvious reason, you're going to choose precision. Okay guys, now that we know exactly how to stop our generator mods, it's time to cover which is the strongest point of your power set and the weakest point. This is actually the first time that I'm covering this section on my guide, because I am actually surprised on how many people doesn't know about the power interaction effects when you are DPSing, and which kind of points are the strongest point on your power set when you are playing the support role. So I want to cover it immediately. So, if you press K on your keyboard, on the other button on your controller, I have no idea because I never played this game with the controller. So, if you go on traits and select the first voice on your list, it's your power set, and scroll on the top on level 10. Exactly, in this case it's tank role, but for another power set can be controller role or healer role. Here is where you see all the stuff that you are getting, all the stats that you are getting, and the benefit that you are getting while on second role. In the rage, on the rage case, while you are on tank role, you are getting 20% HP, 50% defense while not blocking, plus 3 perception, and also scare tissue, and all of your superpowers gain pounds. So that means, what that means, scare tissue means that every single time you are increasing your hit meter with your skills or with your weapon attack, you are going to gain HP equal to a percent of your maximum dominance, up to a 50% of your maximum dominance. So that means when you are increasing your hit counter, your HP is scaling as well until you don't reach a maximum of 50% of your dominance. That's why the weapon combos are really important while playing tank, and also your abilities, because the more higher the hit counter is going, the more HP you are getting. And also, when you use a superpower as taunt, when you use a superpower, your opponents attack you instead of your allies. So that means you are getting the taunt. Okay, this is really important, guys, because a lot of people doesn't know to check this voice before going in depth to spec your tune. And also, I want to talk about the power interaction, because I have mentioned the power interaction. I am actually surprised that a lot of people doesn't know what power interaction means. There are a lot of skills in your power set that they are going to apply the power interaction that it's different for each kind of a power set. For most of them, it's the same. For most of them, it's completely different. Rage is completely unique because the power interaction of the Rage is Plasma Burn. So every single time you are applying the Plasma Burn, that it's the Rage power interaction, there are certain kind of skills that they are benefit about the power interaction. So that means you are doing more damage. For example, talking about the Plasma Reach, as you can see, power interaction. Inflict plasma burn. So that means when you're using this skill on your target, you're going to apply the power interaction. And when you are using a certain skill that is a benefit from the power interaction, they will take additional damage. For example, as frenetic bombardment, or I don't know, outrage if you're playing melee. So as you can see, if you scroll down, you will see, guys, plasma burned, enemies take additional damage. This is something that I want to explain because for some reason it's not clear to everyone, and it's really sad that sometimes I am watching people playing without any kind of power interaction, any kind of pet to apply the power interaction. That's actually, we have just one in the game, that it's the Void Gazer from the Grimorium Verum, and they are losing a lot of damage basically for no reason. So pay attention when you are DPSing with your power set, because somehow you have to apply the power interaction, no matter what. No matter how, guys. If you buy your skills or indirectly by your pet, make sure to play with the power interaction, because otherwise you will lose a lot of damage. Okay, guys, now we know exactly what the power interaction means, which kind of stuff to set up on the generator mode, and it's time to cover the spec of the power set, starting from the DPS side. I want to start talking about the white mode, but we have certain kind of variation according on which kind of spec and build you play. So actually, I have the blast adapter that is useful to cancel some animation, specifically when you are melee, to proc the white mode and getting additional white damage from your weapon and on AoE. Then we have the head mod, that it's the supercharged berserk. So actually, I'm just explaining you what I'm using and which kind of variation you can do. On the neck, we have escalating might or relentless precision, depend on which kind of spec you are playing. The back will be accelerated berserk. On the chest will be penetrating strike or extended supercharge, but I'm covering it in a second. Legs, it's restorative lacerate since it's a part of your melee rotation. On the ends, it will be always maximum damage. It's 2% for 2% of boost damage using a superpower, increasing your damage for a short time. And then we have the white mod on the feet, that in this case I'm using a Tumbling Master, but if you are super speed and using a Whirlwind Dervish as variant of the loadout, don't forget to put the dashing combos, because you can tap melee and getting an additional damage on AoE. Talking about the trinket and every single thing that you can put on your utility belt, I'm always running the magical supply crystal. So this is just a skin of my supply drop, and at a second I'm using the summer seasonal event trinket. But this is changed. This is changed a little bit because, like Obsidian Chill have showed us about the penetration of pets. They got for every single pet they have the eye beam. This is totally up to your position to increase your damage, because your pet will hit multiple targets and it will be a huge increase of damage, but I'm covering it later. The third one, it's always the regular trinket, so it's a buff of might or precision, depending which one you are playing. And then we have the orbital like usual. Talking about the artifact, this is going to change, guys. This is going to change specifically as rage if you're playing the melee version or the ranged version. So usually you wanna abuse as melee. As rage, you wanna abuse about the berserk, and that's why you're using the white mode as supercharged berserk plus plus the on the back the accelerated berserk, because you wanna spam as many berserk as you can. This setup that I am running, actually, it's a kind of setup that it's really feels good, man, for the melee version. If you are not playing with some healer with using the Eye of Gemini spam, so usually 2 supercharge spamming the Eye of Gemini and granting everyone a lot of supercharge. So transformation card, scrap of the soul clock, and Eye of Gemini if you are running with an healer that is using a regular loadout, and using the scrap of the soul clock, of course you are going to use the penetrating strike and not the supercharge one, because it's not going to scale. Right? So if you have on your group an healer with spamming a lot of Eye of Gemini, it's way better that you are going to change the scrap of the soul clock for the strategist card, because this is going to apply a damage over time when it proc, and also using a penetrating strike as well. So this is generally the general setup that you want to go as melee, but as ranged is completely different. So you want to always include the transformation card, because keep in mind, guys, that there is no DPS spec, no matter what, no matter which build you're playing, no matter which power set you are playing, there is no DPS spec without the transformation card. So usually as ranged, the most common combination that you want to go, it's just the transformation card, the solar amplifier, and sometimes the strategist card, sometimes the Grimorium Verum, according if you need to apply the power interaction or not. But don't worry, I'm going to cover the artifact rotation on the proper section on a single rotation. So here I have listed as well a couple of white mod that you want to change according on the situation. So for example, if you are going to play as melee, you want to always use the accelerated berserk. If you are using the ranged rotation, or if you are not able to proc the berserk damage, you are going always to use the supercharged Neo Venom boost free. And the same it's happening for the tank side, for example, right? So if you are super speed and if you are running with the Eye of Gemini, you're going to always change those white mod according on which one you are playing. This is absolutely annoying for the simple reason that we already know that we are using the OP head for both roles. So every single time, if you want to optimize your gameplay, you have to pay attention on which role you're playing and switching the white mod just to get benefits from it. So this is totally up to you guys, and it depends on which kind of role you are playing. Usually, as you can see, I am holding on my inventory a lot of tactical mode capsule free, so I can switch on the fly according on which kind of spec or armory I am playing. Avoid to use the critical bloodlust. It's nice to get 2% of critical strike chance, but a combination between the transformation card plus other kind of consumable into the game makes you free to use something that is more useful. So you already have the critical strike chance, so you don't need to waste a slot for a 2% additional one when you can get more with just the transformation card and another consumable. So this is absolutely pointless from my point of view. Talking also about the augments, guys, so I'm actually covering the might spec, but for precision is exactly the same. You have just to choose the proper one. Adaptive augments, this is totally up to the episode that you're playing, so of course make sure to use the proper one for the episode that you're playing, both of them, because you are getting a percent of might and power in this case, and also getting more marks and other kind of defenses on a specific boss, so make sure to swap them all the time. Origin augments, it's absolutely the same, so mighty implant or precise implant depend on which kind of spec you are playing. Okay guys, now that we know exactly how to spec our toon with the artifact, white mode, the generator mode and everything else, it's time to cover probably the most important side of this guide, skill point spec. Pressing a K on your keyboard. As a weapon, of course, you wanna always go as your main weapon. I wanna always suggest to wear one end because people are always asking me which kind of weapon to play, but this is absolutely not going to make any kind of different as might. Only just the rifle as ranged just for the weapon tap, but generally, let's say that it's absolutely totally up to you. For my personal preference, I always choose certain kind of weapon where I am so fast for launch and immediately getting on the target, specifically if I am playing a melee build. So always 1 point on your weapon. Going back on acrobatics or super speed, depend which one you're playing. So the most common one it's super speed, but if you have enough skill point, make sure to skill the innate one. They can be useful sometimes for some power back. And the breakout mastery as well. If you're playing super speed, guys, there will be a variation of the melee rotation, so make sure to unlock the Whirring Dervish as well. It will be so useful for the melee because it's a powerful skill, and make sure to unlock the single target skill as well. That's really powerful. Let's move over on iconic powers. As melee, you don't need nothing, so you wanna always skill the robot sidekick because it's a free damage, and even if the robot sidekick will die, you can always spawn him, clipping with a lot of stuff, so it's a fast spawn, so you don't lose any damage. And generally, you wanna spec just the robot sidekick, and you wanna spec the Neo Venom boost as well, and the Attribution. So actually I don't have those unlocked because this is my melee rotation, but make sure to unlock the robot sidekick, the Neo Venom boost, and the Attribution as well, and sometimes can be useful as freeze breathing for the ranged one, because we already know that rage is not the best on ranged, right guys? So once again, Robot Sidekick, Neo Venom Boost, Freezing Breath, and Attribution as well for the ranged side. Going back on the stats point, so once again, as might, of course, focus on the superpower for 10% of more might, 10% of power, and power regeneration as well. Maximize your critical attack chance, critical attack damage, this is literally a must, and maximize your might and power. Here is where people are disappointing about something. So sometimes you want to put, so imagine that you are playing a might build, so you want to put some points on precision just to get a better damage with the weapon tap. But since the last DLC where we have a certain kind of feat about to don't die on a specific boss, or maybe don't die for the entire duration of the raid, I found maximize the HP way more helpful, to be honest guys. You can't imagine those points, how they can make the difference between a certain one shot or maybe for surviving with just a couple of percent of HP. This is my preference, guys. So since we have a bunch of feats that we don't have to die, I prefer to spec full HP for more survivability, no matter what, if the spec is melee or ranged. So maximize your HP will be always the way to go, in my opinion, specifically for the last DLC fits. Okay, guys, talking about the Might Melee version, this is where this power set absolutely shining. It's shy or shiny? Shine. Yeah, indeed. Sorry, but you already know that my English is terrible. So, start about the how we want to put our skill points. Of course, it will be just one skill point on the weapon that you are wearing. So once again, I want to suggest you to wear a weapon to have a fast launch, so you can get immediately close to your ads and fighting them. Then going back as acrobatics or super speed, make sure to unlock the first point. This is the fast movement. And if you're super speed, make sure to unlock the whirling dervish as well, because you can include it on your rotation. But if you are acrobatics like me, make sure to skill those innate passive only if you have enough skill point, because those can be useful to get some power back. Talking about the iconic powers, always the Robo Sidekick. This is absolutely a free damage, and even if this pet will die, we can spawn it immediately. But don't worry, I'm covering a separate section of tips and tricks about rage on both side, tank and DPS, so you can be faster to do your rotation. So just the Robo Sidekick, it's fine for the Miliwa. We don't wanna use the Neo Venom boost because the Berserk it's way better as melee. It's probably the best supercharge into the game for the melee. Then going back on stats points, of course, focus on superpower, 20, 40 critical attack chance, critical attack damage, always maximize those. Maximize as well might and power, because we are playing might. And once again, guys, I found way more useful to maximize your HP instead of putting something like 50, 10, 50, 100 points on precision, just to optimize your white damage and to proc the white mod. It is exactly this one. So once again, we got a bunch of DLC where we have a lot of feats on the elite raids to don't die. So those additional skill points on HP can drastically improve your survivability. So I want to always suggest you to go as HP. Talking about the loadout, guys, we are going to use a power interaction applier and its supercharged generator as well. This is full melee, because we want to always abuse the Berserk. And also we are applying the power interaction as well, because the combination of the artifact doesn't include the PI applier, so doesn't include the Grimorium. So, Relentless Anger, clipped with the Severe Punishment. This is a self-healing, and don't forget that you have to cancel the Rage Crush, even if you are playing DPS, and you can cancel the Rage Crush just with one combo of Outrage. This is followed by Lacerate as well, and then Robo Sidekick, and then Berserk. Actually, you can make a variant of this rotation as well, guys. So getting rid of the Robot Sidekick if you are super speed, and using the Whirling Dervish here as well. Pay attention that the Whirling Dervish is vulnerable to block, so the ads or your enemy, one of your enemy is blocking, you are getting interrupt and you have to start over with the rotation. So this is a variation of the loadout for super speed users. So Relentless Anger, Severe Punishment, Outrage, Lacerate, and Whirling Dervish as well, and always Berserk, because Berserk is completely a must. Okay, guys, talking about the ranged side of this power set as multi-target, as artifact, we are going to use the Grimorium Verum, just because we need to apply the power interaction. We have two skills, they are benefiting from the power interaction. Solar Amplifier, because we have the Attribution to start our rotation with, and obviously the Transformation card, because we already know that this artifact is completely a must. As pets, I'm using the red lanterns. Pay attention because actually in this period those red lanterns are bugged. So there is a clip on my Twitch channel that where I am doing something like 50 million damage in just 3 seconds. So take care, guys, because those henchmen are actually bugged. So pay attention because otherwise, if you abuse about this bug, you can get banned. So pay attention. But I'm pretty sure that this will be fixed soon. Then, like usual, supply drop and also the orbital as well, and then the regular trinket. This is absolutely regular, right, guys? Then moving on the skill points, like usual, just 1 point on the weapon. Going back on acrobatics or your movement, by the way, it doesn't matter. Just 1 point on your super movement, just for the fast movement. You can skip the other one, because this is the ranged rotation multi-target. Iconic power, you want to choose Freezing Breath, Heat Vision, Neo Venom Boost, and Robot Sidekick. And as stats points, it's always the same. Focus on the superpower at the 20-40, maximize your might and power, and the rest on HP for the reasons that we already said. Right, guys? Then going on the loadout, of course, we have Amplified at Vision, Dreadful Blast, Freezing Breath, Frantic Bombardment, the Robot Sidekick, and the Neo Venom Boost. Why Neo Venom Boost over the Berserk? Because the Berserk, like you know, guys, is working only on certain distance. So if you are too far away from your target, the Berserk is not going to work, and you wanna always an boost of damage. So Neo Venom Boost is the way to go. Starting the rotation with the amplified at vision, it's play from the trail loadout, guys, so it's from left to right. It's a self-explanatory, but I will show you the rotation anyway. And then Dreadful Blast, Freezing Breath, and the Frantic Bombardment as the last one. Don't forget, guys, that between each skill you have to always make a ranged tap on your weapon just to proc the white mod of your weapon to get an additional damage. Alright guys, talking about the pure single target damage of this power set, I want to say first that range for the concept of the power set itself, it's not the best power to DPS with as a single target, because you will lose a lot of damage, but it's not your fault, it's just because the power set is designed in another way. And this is the main reason why sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the time we have to use certain kind of skills coming from our movement or from the iconic power, just to compensate a little bit the damage. Talking about how you want to spec a pure single target build, the only thing that is going to change is just the second trinket. I'm using the Atlantean Sea Horse, or you can use the Dark Construct, but don't forget to check Obsidian Chill videos, guys, and his channel, because he's doing a nice job, saves a lot of time. So he's always comparing how many damage we are getting from the pet, and so definitely check him out. Also, as artifact, since we don't need any kind of power interaction for this specific rotation that I'm playing, I am going to play the strategist card. When it procs, we are getting some damage over time. It's absolutely free. Then the solar amplifier, it's completely a must. And then, of course, the transformation card. The main difference between the ranged and the pure single target one, since the beginning of this game, the rifle is always performing so good with the pure single target, just because the grenade of the right click of the range tap, it's always been so good. So if you wanna spec your power set, and if you wanna build a pure single target armory, generally the rifle is the way to go. It's not common that people are just buying a specific weapon just for the single target, for the simple reason that you already know, with the insane amount of spam of open world bosses to buy the elite weapon. This is not recommended, that for sure, guys. So if you have to buy a weapon specifically for a rotation, this is not recommended for sure. And also, covering about the spec, it's absolutely the same as the previous one. So weapons as rifle, we want to just put one skill point here to be able to wield the weapon. Acrobatics or super speed, guys, just unlock the zip tie attack if you are acrobatics. If you are super speed, then literally go for the tornado pool, because the tornado pool, it's probably one of the most, I guess, multiplier damage of a skill in the game as a single target. I'm not sure, but is hitting like a truck anyway. So don't forget to spec the tornado pool if you are super speed, or if you are or simply if you are acrobatics like me, zip tie attack is the way to go. As iconic power, we are going to unlock just the Head Vision, the Neo Venom Boost, and the Robo Sidekick. Neo Venom Boost for the simple reason that you already know, guys, that if you are not close enough to your target, the Berserk is not going to proc, and you wanna always have an increase of damage. Talking about the stats point, it's always the same. Focus on the superpowered, 20, 40, maximize your might and power, and this is just something different compared to the previous spec. I'm putting a 100 skill point because I am literally abusing about the right click, the ranged tap of the rifle. So with the 100 skill point, I'm getting a 10% weaponization rating, 10% precision, so it allows me to have a better damage from the Blast Adapter 5 white mod on my weapon. So actually this one, it's a weird one, but don't forget, guys, that if you wanna play in a proper way this kind of build, you have to buy a proper rifle. And also as stats points, the rest of the skill points on HP. If you're not able to survive, guys, like we said, maximize always your HP. But specifically for this one, you wanna put 100 point here to get a better damage on your rifle. Loadout about this one, like we said, guys, we don't need the Grimorium Verum because the skills that we are using it for this rotation are not benefiting by any power interaction. So always right click with your rifle, guys, before starting every skill in this loadout. So once again, it's a play from the trade loadout. So amplified hit vision, zip tie attack as acrobatics or tornado pool if you're super speed, as then channel 8 and last one, it will be the eviscerating chain, then robot sidekick, but this is just a passive one, and then neo venom boost. If you can get close enough to your target, guys, your pure single target, then I want to suggest you to go always as Berserker. So if sometimes it's not possible because you are playing some elite raid or in a kind of a situation where you can die so easily, always go for the Neo Venom boost to boost your damage anyway. Okay, guys, before start talking about the precision side of this wonderful power set, I want to open a parenthesis and explain you why. Since I'm recording this footage, 24 January of 2021, the most powerful weapon as precision DPS in the game, and the most used one, it's the brawling. So, I'm opening this parenthesis for the simple reason that I've taken a look on other guides on the web, just various one, and not anyone specific, and I have seen that people are using the Haymaker combo as brawling. That it's exactly this one, so weapon, brawling, and Haymaker. I have no idea if the pronunciation is correct, but feel free to correct me anyway. So I would disagree with the respect. As you can see, guys, this is a long combo. It's a 3 tap plus 2 hold combo. So that means when you are going in the middle of the fight as melee and you are activating your buff, you have to do the combo. So it's just tap, 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 hold, and hold. The damage is absolutely it's absolutely wonderful. It's really good. I don't want to lie, guys. It's really good. But the main question is just one. Did you have the time to perform this combo specifically on elite raids? And also, if you have the time to perform this weapon combo, are you able to do the same damage even if there is a single or multiple adds when the tank is taking care of the adds, taking the aggro of the adds? What happens if one of those adds will hold block? You are going to get countered. So that means it's a long combo, and it's a kind of combo that it's dependent of a lot of variables. So if the tank is really good and is able to crowd control them all the time, this weapon combo is absolutely wonderful because the damage over time is I mean, the burst damage is absolutely insane. But what I have discovered during my experience and also on live stream, that it's this weapon combo lack in damage, not for the damage itself, but for the simple reason that most of the time you don't have the opportunity to make the damage because in the middle of a pool of a lot of ads, there's always some ads that is going to block and interrupting your weapon combo. I wanna say this, guys, for the simple reason that I wanna be clear on why I would disagree with everyone who is using this combo on elite raids. On regular raids can be fine, but on elite raids where the ads are almost your same combat rating, it depended by a bunch of variables. So most of the time, probably I would say that I was really unfortunate, guys. Probably can be just me, but for my own experience, I would prefer to use the ranged version of the brawling weapon masteries anyway. So even if I have the opportunity to go melee, I would love always to use the Shuriken Storm Mastery because it's eating AoE, it's eating everyone, and in my opinion, the amount of damage that you are getting, specifically if the tank is doing huge pulls of ads, it's way superior in my opinion. Alright, guys, talking in depth now for real about the precision side of this power set, and talking about the general spec that we have to do on our tune to perform at the best and get the most amount of damage that we can get. I want to start first from the white mod. As weapon socket, of course, we have the blast adapter, the add supercharge berserk, but don't forget to switch this one when you can't go or stay close to your targets with the supercharged neo venom boost. On the neck we have Relentless Precision, on the back we have Accelerated Berserk, chest penetrating strike like usual. Legs, it's not that important for the simple reason that this is a Prec, so we don't care about the leg socket. And then we have hands, maximum damage all the time, and as fits Tumbling Master as well. Talking about the trinket, guys, the trinket as melee, I am using the summer seasonal trinket that is performing really good. And with the supply drop and the regular trinket and also the orbital strike. Talking about the artifact, guys, since this is a melee build and we want to abuse about the Berserk, we want to always include the Eye of Gemini plus the Strategist card. This is going to proc, and when it's going to proc, we are getting free damage. And also the transformation card that we already know that it's completely a must for a DPS. The only thing that is going to change, guys, it's between ranged and melee and single target ranged. So instead of for the ranged single target, instead of using the Eye of Gemini, you have just to use the Grimorium Verum. That's it. This is the only thing that is going to change. Talking about the augments, it's always the same, guys. The adaptive augments depend which kind of episode you're playing. You have to use the correct one, so don't forget to switch them, because certain kind of adaptive augments are really useful, specifically if you are aiming to do some difficult feat. This is totally up to you, so wear them according on which one you need. Then Origin Augments is absolutely mandatory, the precise one, so to get 607 precision for all of them. Do a fast math and you will know, guys, plus the weaponization rating. This is absolutely mandatory. And talking about the loadout, that it's really important. I found this rotation really juicy, guys. Not gonna lie, I've tested a lot of stuff, and this one is probably the one that I like. So we have the Dreadful Blast, we have the Weapon buff, we have the Rage Blast, the Plasma Reach, the Robot Sidekick, and the Berserker, because this is the melee one, right? So, if you are super speed, unfortunately I am not, guys. If you are super speed, consider to use Whirring Dervish instead of Rage Blast, just because you can clip the animation on the Shuriken Storm Mastery. So this is really useful for the simple reason that you can do a fast damage and clip the animation when you are throwing your Shuriken. This is really important. This is just the only thing that is going to change between someone who is flight acrobatics to someone else who is super speed. Everything is exactly the same. Also, I forgot, guys, to mention the weapon. Sorry, I forgot to say how to put the skill points, not the weapon. Apologies. So we have to maximize all the points on the Brawling, because Brawling it's a powerful weapon to DPS us with the precision. And so everything on Brawling, then moving on martial arts, absolutely everything to be able to unlock the martial arts mastery and the Brawling masteries, and be able to select the main source of the damage of this build, that it's the Shuriken Storm Mastery. Talking about the single target damage as precision, guys, it will be the main weapon will be the dual wield. So every single mod it will be absolutely the same. And also the only thing that we are going to change is just replace the Eye of Gemini and put the Grimorium Worm for some damage over time and to get the percent of precision as well. Talking about the art, the skill points, like we said, guys, dual wield. We have to spec everything on the dual wield and also on the bow, just to be able to reach the last point to unlock the bow mastery, going back and skilling just the flurry shot mastery. I'm not going to unlock this one as well for the simple reason that for AoE we have a better rotation to do as brawling, martial arts, like we noticed, guys. So we are going back. On the movement, you're going to skill the fast movement, then as acrobatics, zip, tie, attack, or it's better if you are super speed, just the tornado pull. It's an hard hit skill, so literally grab this one, guys. And then on iconic powers, we want to always unlock the Neo Venom boost, because sometimes it's not possible to stay in a mid-range with your target and proc the Berserk, so this is always useful. And then, of course, the Robot Sidekick just for some free damage. And going back as a stats point, of course, we are going to unlock always a Weapon Expert, because it's a 10% total weapon damage, and 20-40% critical attack chance, critical attack damage, maximize your precision, and like we said, guys, of course, maximize your HP for a better survivability, specifically if you will do some kind of feats where you don't have to die. Right? Talking about the loadout, this is a little bit tricky, guys. So as you can see, I left totally blank one slot, because this is exactly where the super speed players are benefit from this one. So the first one, it's the zip tie attack or the tornado pull, depend if you are super speed or acrobatics. Then bloodlust, we will clip both together. This the eviscerating chain. This is something that is going to do more damage when the target will be under the 35% of HP, like we know, because it's this is a finisher. And usually here you don't have something useful to put, guys, if you are different if you have a different kind of movement like the super speed. So usually here you want to run the Whirring Dervish or just the other skill to clip the animation. So this is nothing really useful as acrobatics are as flight. So just use or just a simple put a placeholder here, guys. So it's a kind of skill that you will never use, because if you use multiple skill, it will result in a loss of damage on a long time, because the time that you're going to activate the Rage Blast, you're missing your weapon combo, and that means losing damage. Okay, guys, I'm talking about the tank side of this power set. We are going to check absolutely everything. So starting from the white modes as usual on the weapon, blast adapter, absorption adapter 5, sorry. On the head, usually on the head you wanna run a supercharge if you are running a supercharge with the Eye of Gemini, but I'm covering this one in a second. On the neck, fortified assault. On the back, accelerated red rage, that it's a class shield. On the chest, hearty, it's a 5% of more HP, since the HP it's the strongest point of this power set. On the legs, no matter what you put, is absolutely useless, guys. On the ends, you can actually leave max damage, doesn't matter at all, because the regenerative shield is not going to proc, or anyway is going to proc just with the potion, the health potion, so it's absolutely useless. And then on the feats, of course, Tumbling Master, because this is a mobile skill. Talking about what you wanna put inside the utility belt, I'm running the supply drop plus the chronometer to stun the heads, specifically when you're running an elite content, and also the orbital. This one, it's a, believe or not, guys, this one it's a tier 2 trinket, and this is mainly used for the breakout. You can't imagine how useful can be this trinket, because no matter the level, the most important thing is that you are getting the effect, so no one can control you and you can cancel the rage crash without problem. But I'm showing you on the rotation, don't worry. Talking about the artifact, this combination it's probably the most universal combination that you can run in every single power set, specifically if you want to run a supercharge. So Manacles is absolutely a must. There is no way that you are going to tank without this artifact. Mystic Symbol of the Seven, and the third one, it's the Eye of Gemini. Eye of Gemini for the simple reason, guys, that actually I am running a kind of loadout that is, I am including a supercharge coming from my movement. So for the acrobatics, it's perfect poise. For super speed, it's dash attack. What I found more useful, it's that the acrobatics still a little bit better as movement for a main tank, because I'm pretty sure that you notice that most of the time the NPC are going to ground you, and if you are super speed, unfortunately it's not possible to proc the dash attack. So that means you can't proc your supercharge that is going to proc the Eye of Gemini. So for this side specifically, I found the acrobatics a little bit superior on tanking, because no matter what happens, even if you are grounded, the perfect poise can be always activating and proccing the Eye of Gemini at the same time. If you don't want to go as this combination, guys, the alternative is just to get rid of the Eye of Gemini and just use the Everyman prototype. That means you are farming bunch of more defense. So that means that you are going to change your loadout. So instead of the supercharge, and this is actually a kind of loadout that allow you to solo tank every single content into the game. So get rid of the supercharge and just use Outlight Shield. Talking about sorry, guys. Talking about the augments, it's always the same story as adaptive one. Of course, the dominating one depend on the content that you are running. For both of them, to get a percent of dominance and HP, and also other benefits. And for origin augments, it's the same, always dominating one almost everywhere. Talking about the skill point, then guys, this is where the tricky part of the rage is. Did you remember at the beginning of the video we were talking about the hit combo meter? While you are hitting your target, you are increasing your HP until a maximum of 50% of your total dominance? Exactly, this is why we want to use the one end specifically with this combo. This combo about the flip slash, it's really useful, specifically when you are tanking the heads. This is not going to work as a boss, but it's mainly working for ads. So if you are doing this combo, you have an additional crowd control effect, but it's also increasing your combo meter, and that means increasing your HP as well. So I'm using this one a lot. Going back, on the acrobatics, I am just scaling the fast movement plus, well, the zip attack. The zip tie attack doesn't matter because I have to reach the bottom. If you have enough skill point, it's always a good choice to include those innate. Those are some passive resistance against the crowd control. So if you have enough skill point, just unlock this one as well. And if you want to run the Eye of Gemini, if you are acrobatics, perfect poise is the way to go. If you are super speed, dash attack is the way to go. Going back on iconic powers, usually you don't need nothing but just the Art Light Shield. I found the Amazonian Deflection useful sometimes when you're also taking an hard content, so imagine, for example, the first boss on Co Elite, where a lot of eyes are going to spawn. This one can be useful, but I didn't even use this one. So just the severe punishment mechanic plus bot shields is the way to go all the time. I'm just unlocking this one just in case. You can also unlock Pheromone Bloom if you wanna run for example, alerts or just low contents like alerts or regular raid. This is a nice way to proc the Eye of Gemini just for cheap. So take in consideration this one because it's not bad at all. Going back on the stats point, this is where people disagree and they are always talking about which kind of focus to choose for a tank. Everyone who comes on my live stream every single day already know that I am a huge fan of the hybrid of the hybrid focus for a tank. Just for the simple reason that you are getting 5% of dominance, 5% of restoration for free, and this is just an insane amount of more support stats just for free. But it's also true that you are going to sacrifice the power regeneration. So in certain kind of instances where you are running without the tank, I mean without the troll, sorry guys, you can be in trouble, and if you will be in trouble, then you can try the focus and the superpower, even if I am not a huge fan of this one. For my personal experience, guys, I am playing Rage since a lot of time. I have no idea since how many time, but to be completely honest, I have never got a single problem running out of the power when I was tanking, even if I was running elite alerts like the last one. The other points are just 10 points here, 10 points here, critical healing chance, critical healing magnitude, but it doesn't matter at all, specifically as Rage, because the critical healing chance and critical healing magnitude are not counted as the severe punishment mechanic. And that's why Rage is a unique power set, because the severe punishment mechanic, it's a mechanic by itself, so it's not depending on any kind of stats. No matter what, you are getting 75% of your damage as healing back, and then you have to cancel the Rage Crash. So no matter what happened, you will get 75% of your healing back. The most important thing is just to maximize your HP, because this is exactly where Rage shiny, literally, guys. So when you reach the bottom side of this part, maximize always your HP, and then the rest of the skill points are going just on the dominance. We already know that the dominance combined with the restoration makes your shield stronger, and we are getting a huge boost of restoration by just this focus, and this is the main reason why I like to choose an hybrid focus as a tank. Then, to be honest, guys, you can put those 10 skill points on critical attack chance, critical attack damage doesn't matter at all, because your main goal have to be just to reach the bottom of this side, unlock all the HP, and then going as dominance. Talking about the loadout, guys, we already know and we already said that this is totally up to you and which kind of artifact you use. So usually the Rage Bringer is literally a must, the Severe Punishment mechanic it's literally a must, then one shield, one AoE pool to get all the ads close to you, and then the Eviscerating Chain that it's absolutely mandatory to cancel your Rage Crash, and the last skill, like we said, can be a supercharge coming from your super movement or just from the iconics. This is totally up to you and totally up on which kind of artifact you use. So if you don't use this one, like we said, you can use an Hardlight Shield, and with this rotation you are more than prepared to deal with the elite raids as solo tank most of the time. Okay guys, the most important thing to know about a rage tank is to be confident with the severe punishment mechanic. Before you ask, I can already say that at the beginning, when you are absolutely new to this power set, most of the time you are going to die just by the rage crash. Don't worry guys, it's perfectly normal, happened to all of us, so don't be upset about to die under the rage crash effect. So it's absolutely normal, don't worry, you have just to get used to it. I want to explain how that works. The severe punishment, when you activate the skill itself is going to makes your heart beating faster and faster and faster and faster. So that means when you are covered by this skill, guys, no matter what happen or what will happen, you will heal every single damage. You will heal 75% of the incoming damage as heal back. Back in the days, that was changed, because back in the days Rage was able to literally heal himself for the 100% of the damage that he was taking. So until he doesn't get a single damage that it's a single the first hit, if the first hit was not superior of your entire HP, basically the rage power set was absolutely immortal. It's still the same, by the way, guys. They have nerfed the severe punishment, but in my opinion, it's still one of the most strong mechanic for a tank, because it's absolutely unique. At the beginning, the thing that you will take care, it's always your audio. This is something absolutely regular. So you will take a look on your heartbeat, and sometimes you can go crazy and be scared that you're going to die. But don't worry, guys, this is something that is happening at the beginning. Usually, when you're activating the severe punishment mechanic, you don't need to hold block or just block too much, because this is something that I have seen that a lot of people are doing. This is probably the worst thing that you can do. So activating the severe punishment mechanic and going on block while taking the aggro of the ads and going on block, don't do it, guys. Don't do it, for the simple reason that, like we noticed as the main attributes of our power, don't forget that we are getting a 50% more defense while not blocking. So if you block, you will lose those defense. And it's a lot of defense, so 50% of defense, and also you are losing, just because we are using the fortified assault, we are losing 10% of additional defense. So that means 60% defense for no reason. So this is probably the worst thing that you can do, guys, to activate the severe punishment mechanic and just going on block. So don't do it, because you are vulnerable to block and you can die. Also, another thing that I have noticed, guys, a bunch of players are doing the same error. It's just activating the severe punishment mechanic and also popping a shield. This is absolutely wrong, guys. This is exactly like, for example, with the ice power set, you are popping two shields at once. This is completely wrong, for the simple reason that at one point you will run out of defense mechanism. When you are activating the severe punishment, you are already covered. So in this way that you can clip with the Rage Bringer as well. No matter what, guys, if you are not taking a damage that is superior to the entire percent of your HP, you are getting 75% of healing back. So don't do the mistake to pop the severe punishment and also one shield that can be redirect rage or hard light shield, because this is probably the worst thing that you can do as rage. Don't forget, because it's really important. Also, what we can do as tank. So with this loadout, we are ready to deal with basically everything. So no matter what happen, we are getting the heal back. The thing is that you have to take care about cancel the rage crash. You will notice at one point when I am activating the severe punishment, my earth, you will hear to your earth beating faster and faster and faster and faster, and you have to cancel the rage crash before the sound will finish. So, for example, I am activating the severe punishment mechanicum, and as you can see on the indicator, when the indicator of the cooldown is reaching this side, so for example, imagine this one as a clock. Right? So when the indicator of this skill is reaching 40 minutes, this is the right way to cancel the rage crash. Even if you are not listening any audio, when the indicator reach this one, as you can see, guys, now it's time to cancel the rage crash. So when the indicator reach this side of the icon, or maybe here, the only thing that you have to do is just do, pop your eviscerating chain, and you will get rid of the rage crash. So once again, guys, this is something that require practice to get used to it. So be patient, and the only thing that I can suggest you, it's practice, 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 and practice. Okay, guys, the rotation as a tank, it's really easy. You can clip the Rage Bringer with the severe punishment, and while taking care of the ads, you can control them multiple times without mercy, and also with the consumable, and be ready to cancel the Rage Crash. So it's exactly this one. 1 and 2, I'm grabbing, controlling them more, and also using my consumable, and then cancelling the Rage Crash. And then you can start over, right, guys? Because as you notice, there is a certain period that you are over the severe punishment, and because it's on cooldown. So, for example, now this is actually finished, and I need to be covered by something else. But for this problem, we have a shield and we have a supercharge, or instead of the supercharge, if you're playing the other rotation, you have an additional shield. So you will be always covered. So taking the aggro, once again, controlling them in this way, I can control them more with the consumable, and then immediately cancel the rage crash and popping a shield while doing what I was doing. It's exactly the same. When the severe punishment will be up, immediately click him, guys. So the severe punishment have to be always in perma cooldown, all the time. A good rage tank have always severe punishment under cooldown, all the time, guys. The rotation is self-explanatory. There is nothing particularly complicated. The only challenging things is just one, guys, that you have to get used with the timings. But once again, this will happen just with the practice. I want to give you a couple of tips and tricks that maybe can help you guys because I've discovered those by myself. So we have a certain kind of clip that we can do. So in this case, it's the tank one. So I can clip the Rage Bringer with the severe punishment mechanic, for example. So as you can see, you don't see the animation of the first one. And also there is another useful tip that I can give you guys to cancel the Rage Crash when you have to cancel the Rage Crash. So to cancel the Rage Crash and to be absolutely sure to cancel the Rage Crash, you have to use the Trinket. Trinket, immunity, and immediately Rage Chain. Immediately, guys. So in this time that you are basically uncontrollable, you can absolutely cancel your Rage Crash without anyone that is going to interrupting you, causing a certain death. Also, another clip that I wanna suggest you to be to avoid basically to avoid to don't to be exposed or to certain damage from your enemies. You can use your eviscerating chain and clipping it immediately with a shield. That can be the Redirect Rage or can be the Arclight Shield. So instead of doing this and then popping your shield like that, you can do exactly the same, just cancelling the animation of the rage of the eviscerating chain. Exactly like this, guys. So taking the aggro, severe punishment is running over, eviscerating chain, and then immediately shield. Did you not notice, guys, that I cancelled the animation of the eviscerating chain? This allows me to cancel the Rage Crash and at the same time be protected by the next damage that I am getting from my enemies. So basically it's 1 and 2. There we go. So you are covered by the Rage Shield while Severe Punishment is still in cooldown. And actually, this thing is working with the Arclight Shield as well. So once again, I'm taking the aggro, controlling them somehow with the consumable as well. Chain and shield, 1 and 2. So while cancelling the Rage Crash, you still protected by your shield. And then when the Severe Punishment mechanic will be up once again, you have just to repeat over and over and over and over. This is exactly why people are always asking me on the live stream, how is it possible that it's really rare that I don't die into the raids, even if it's an elite one. It's just about the practice, guys. I can literally guarantee you that this is probably the strongest power in the game as a tank, and if you know exactly how to handle this power, there is literally nothing that can stop you. Okay, guys, finally we did it. I know already that this video, it's a long video and I am getting absolutely flamed by the people just because I'm making some long video. This is going to happen just on the power set guides. And just in case, if you wonder, if you wanna explain completely everything about the power set, this is inevitable, guys. There is no other way how you can explain a power set to the people, if not covering every single side and aspect about the power set. I am pretty sure that I have covered literally everything, guys, but just in case if I left something that can happen, absolutely, feel free to correct me on the comment section below and let me know which kind of aspect of this power set I failed or I just forgot. So let me know on the comment section below what you think as well. That's it from me, guys. I want to say again, well, not again, I want to say a huge thank you for watching this video, guys. Hope you like what I'm doing for DC Universe Online and for the DC Universe Online community. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button, and if you dislike my content, don't forget to press the dislike button twice, because that will make the trick. I'm moving over, guys, so the next power set, I have no idea which one will be, but we will see. Also, don't forget that I am streaming on Twitch every single day from Monday to Friday, starting from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European time. For you in America, guys, it will be early in the morning, probably 8 a.m. or something like that, but whatever. Thank you so much once again for watching this video, and like every other single time, of course, we will see in the next one. Peace out, guys.